Are slip and fall cases hard to win? Great question, really tough question, because the answer is, I'm about to dive into it, but make sure to hit that subscribe button, follow along. We're going to dive deep into different areas of personal injury law. My name is Ethen Ostroff, personal injury lawyer in the Philadelphia area. I represent people in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, but I know people in every state in the whole country. So, is a slip and fall case hard to win? It's a really good question. The answer is, just like a good lawyer, totally depends. It totally depends on the facts. Now, I'm going to throw a couple different fact scenarios at you. I'm going to start really high level, then I'm going to get deeper into examples, okay? So, in terms of how this works, talked about this multiple times. I don't mean to repeat myself. There are two parts to a lawsuit. Part one, liability. Who is at fault? Part two, damages. How much is it worth? So, liability. How do you prove that? The way that a good lawyer wins the case is in the first few days. If you call our firm and you were just in a slip and fall situation, we typically send out an investigator there within the next 48 hours. We get out there that quick for a couple reasons. One, let's say that you fell on something that could be easily repaired. We want to make sure that, let's say there was a hole in a parking lot. Let's say that there was a issue in terms of a crack on a sidewalk. We need to get out there and get high quality photos that we can use as far as 2 or 3 years down the line to prove that your case is legitimate. So the way that you win, is it hard to win? The answer is, it's really freaking hard to win if you don't set it up the right way in the first few days. So if you have a slip and fall case, you call a lawyer, they're not there, or send someone there, or get someone to the scene within 48 hours, you might want to think about firing that lawyer and going with somebody else, because you may lose that case if you do not get there to preserve the evidence. So part one, get really high quality pictures of the scene. Part two, what we do immediately, we hand that location a letter called a spoliation letter. That spoliation letter says, if you get rid of video, it will be inferred to a jury that you had video and that you intentionally deleted it. That is a legal thing for us to do in a situation like this. And without that spoliation letter, if they do get rid of the video, because here's the thing, the courts allow for a loop to get rid of video. So for example, let's say that you fall at a 7-Eleven and every 3 weeks, every 21 days on the dot, that video deletes itself. That video deletes itself every 21 days. Day 22, video is gone. So if you contact an injury lawyer on day 25 and you get frustrated, hey, why couldn't they get the video? Guess what? You had 21 days to get in touch with somebody. So if you don't get in touch with someone immediately, the video could be lost and will likely be lost. So if you hesitate, reaching out, there could be serious evidence that's lost as a result of that. So you need to work with lawyers and a law firm that sends people out immediately to the scene and preserve the evidence. That's what makes your case easier to win, is in the first few days, you set the evidence up to win later. All right, you set the evidence up to win later in the first few days. So part one, liability. In order to win that, we need to be able to prove that the other place was more at fault than you were, at the very least. If you're in some states, if you were even 1% at fault, then you don't have a case. That's just the way that the law works. But the law does protect you if you are in a state like Pennsylvania, where even if you were a decent amount at fault, you can still recover. But the way that you prove that you were less at fault than you were more at fault is by saving that evidence immediately. So what you should do after your fall down or your slip and fall, if you are able, and keep in mind, I know that you can get really hurt in these scenarios, but if you are able, first thing I would recommend you do is take as many pictures of the scene as possible. The second thing is tell somebody at that location what happened. If it happened at a business, ask for an incident report. If it happened at your friend's house, then just get something written down that says what happened. It will be precious in your mind right then and there. If you're feeling up to it, go for it. The way that you can lose this case is by delaying. if you delay reaching out to a lawyer, if you delay telling the location you got hurt, if you delay getting treatment, then all of these are reasons for the insurance company not to pay you. For example, let's say that you really did sprain your wrist, you hurt your shoulder, and you kind of tried to tough it out for about a month. You have something torn in your wrist, you have something torn in your shoulder. Guess what Walmart's going to say when you say, hey, I fell at your location 45 days ago? They're going to say, I don't believe you. Why did you wait to get treatment? Why didn't you go see somebody? Why didn't we hear about it? So if you wait to get treatment, that's also a really easy way to ruin your case as well. Getting treatment immediately, preserving that evidence, getting photos, getting video. These are all things that help you win your case when you need to present it or if you need to present it to a jury. So, is it easy to win? No, but it's really easy to lose. It's really easy to lose if you do the things that you shouldn't do. But if you do the things from the first time this happens that you should do, not only will you be protected because you'll get benefits from insurance companies that will pay for your medical bills, because most of these premises liability cases give you access to something called MedPay. MedPay pays for your medical bills directly from the place where you got hurt. So Walmart may have as much as $15,000 to $50,000 available to you without any repercussions to make a claim to pay directly for your medical bills. So don't be afraid to get treatment. So the moral of the story here, it's really easy to screw up your case. But if you know these things as you're going into one of these situations, you can just remember my words: pictures, video, call a lawyer, preserve the evidence, get treatment. You're going to be okay. Your case will be safe. If you ever have any questions, I really hope you're not going to get hurt. I really hope you don't go through a situation like this. Click below for a free case evaluation. I'm happy to hop on the phone with you myself or with a member of my team. If not me, then that would be, we'll make sure that you are treated fairly and have your questions answered immediately. We have lawyers on call 7 days a week, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, follow along. I'm going to keep giving you this information to protect your future personal injury case and make sure you have the insurance benefits you deserve. If you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out.